Hello and welcome to Rings Check. I'm Barry and today we are playing through the second scenario, technically, in the Lord of the Rings saga for the living card game, A Knife in the Dark. Now if you want to know the story, watch the previous video, talk you through how the cards relate to what's going on with what the hobbits are doing. But they're here meeting, or hoping perhaps to meet Gandalf in Bree at the Prancing Pony. However, agents of the enemy are out to get them and help the Nazgul, the Black Riders, to capture the Hobbitses. I'm just going to start. I'll talk through the deck. If I can find where my mouse is. I'll talk through the deck and just very briefly, you can obviously make your own deck for going through it, but then we'll play through and see how it goes. So let me start, put on some tunes. Hopefully the sound will balance itself out there. And we'll talk about the changes from the last deck. So here I've tried to rely a little less on the staples for Hobbit decks. So I've only got one fast hitch, which is super useful for readying characters, allowing you to do more with a single character. But since this is probably the heaviest ally deck we've played so far, I've tried to rely on that a little less. It is replaced a little with Horncall of Buckland, which was what the Brandy Bucks blew to scare off the riders when they tried to attack Fatty when they thought he was Frodo in Bucklands. But this does give a ready effect to attached hero, but has a secondary effect of also making additional enemies that share that trait a little less threatening. And similarly with the feint type ability of Gaffer Gamgee, now we're far away from Hobbiton now. Relying on Gaffer Gamgee all the time seems a little bit of a crutch, so I've tried to move away from that as well. If you guys want to put that back in, like, great card. You could probably stick with just, sort of one deck most of the way through, but this is just trying to make it a little more thematic as we play. So let's have a look at a couple of things that are different here. So the first being that the hobbits meet Strider in the Prancing Pony. However, there is no Aragorn ally, so I've kind of replaced what he would be with some Dunedain. So here we've got the Watcher, who has a picture looks like might be in the Prancing Pony, the artwork for it. The Lookout and the Hunter are out and about because they do come across a Dunedain camp later on in the chapters for that, and I've put in these marks just to boost stats a little. Theoretically, they don't have their Hobbit cloak anymore after coming out of the Barrow Downs. They had their clothes replaced and just had to find what they found. I'm going to leave one Hobbit cloak in. It's a little less reliable that way, but I've put in Dunedain warnings to help beef up Sam's defense, or Sam in particular's defense. These daggers are now thematic because they do, all the hobbits have them at this stage, but they were in the earlier decks just because we had to have a weapon. But to add to that, sometimes it's helpful. Of course, Merry can only have 2 of these because it's a restricted item, but the Dunedain mark to get an extra attack, sometimes useful, and at an absolute pinch you can move it from Merry over to Sam if you were able to do a sort of Merry-Sam combo attack. Trigger Merry's response to stand Sam and give Sam an extra attack before a second hit. So that's a little bit of a combo, little. It's not great, right? And it won't come up often, but something you can do there. Something that's worth noting is Celebrian's Stone, which Aragorn carries, again to try and insert some Aragorn theme into the deck. Put that on there, but the +2 quest is very useful. Well worth having, even without the secondary ability for Aragorn to gain a spirit resource icon. What else are we looking at in here? So our main Barleyman Butterbar, he's mid, like particularly for the cost. But he's obviously running Prancing Pony, so that's just a thematic inclusion. By the time the hobbits leave the Prancing Pony, they have Bill the pony, and Bill's a great card, particularly when you've got Sam, because he comes out for free, gives all the hobbits an extra hit point. Now, the thing that we need to be worried about in this particular quest is... actually, I better talk just a little bit about the final part of the combo. The Horncall of Buckland requires that an enemy be in the victory display. There's no native victory display enemies in this scenario, so none return is a useful way to add Black Riders and the Nazgul trait to the victory display. But more than that, because they come back from the discard pile during sort of the third act of the quest that we're going to do, being able to put them in the victory display where they're not searched for is really useful. So again, just another little combo trick there if you can, and something that you want to get off. The biggest part of this scenario, and I'll just flip over to here, is Bill Ferny. Now he cannot be optionally engaged, and at the beginning of the staging step, either we have to shuffle one of the out of play ring wraiths into the deck. We don't want to do that because they all come out in stage 3. Or raise your threat by 1 for each non-fellowship hero committed to the quest. So we really need a way to deal with him in the staging area. There's a few options for that, but my choice is Hail of Stones, which is exhaust X characters to deal X damage to an enemy in the staging area. Now, it does mean on the turn that you do it, and ideally you can do it turn 1, you won't be questing for anything, so your threat will be going up anyway, but it'll be going up far less than leaving Bill Ferny in the staging area. To get the most out of this, you want Bill the Bony in your opening hand. As part of your setup, you've got your 3 heroes. Frodo you get control of because we're playing the campaign, and Bill the Pony comes out for free, which means for the 1 resource that Merry generates on the starting turn, you can kill Bill Ferny turn 1, and that is the dream, that is the one that you're going for. The other thing you want to think about is during the first travel stage, you can travel to the Prancing Pony, and after players travel there, the first player, which will always be you in a solo game, puts an ally into play from his or her hand. And so here you can go for a couple of slightly costlier characters as your allies if you wanted. Now these are generally quite cheap, but if I can get a Dunedain Watcher out for free, that's quite handy, or a single Rosy Cotton. I've also scaled down on how many Rosy Cottons I've got because they kind of clog up the hand a little bit, whereas the non-unique characters can keep coming out. And 3 Bill the Ponies because you want Bill the Pony in your opening hand as well as Hail of Stones in your opening hand. So that's it. That's all the kind of main changes to the deck. The only song we've kept from being on the Barrow Downs is Song of Hope. And Drinking Song, because what we might end up doing is mulliganing heavily to try and get that opening hand combo. So Drinking Song gives you a functional mulligan, and in addition, if we go to the sideboard here, not set up yet, Old Bogey Stories will also give you an additional mulligan. So with that all said, we're kind of ready to start. I'll do this. I won't have that because Gandalf's Delay will have come out. Old Bogey Stories will go on Merry, and Mr. Underhill will go on Frodo. So let's read the starting here. Obviously Dragon Cards does it all for you. I'll just move this to here. Now, a weird thing with the setup timings for these cards is some setups happen before your mulligan, some setups happen after your mulligan. Arguably, I'm not sure if it's clarified anywhere, this might be in your hand before you mulligan, but I do it after a mulligan because technically all of setups after your mulligan, but some things don't work if you don't do it before your mulligan. It's just weird, right? I mean, it's not a perfect system. You just kind of have to know. There's FAQs, there's stuff to look at as to what happens there. But here we are. So Prancing Pony and Bill Ferny in the staging area. Set aside, we have all the things that may or may not come in later. And we are kind of into the story. In terms of having a mulligan, I do have Bill the Pony, but Bill the Pony is actually the lesser half of the combo for that turn 1, so I will mulligan just before we get going. Hope to pull in Hail of Stones, because there's also no card draw in here, and I may Old Bogey Stories turn 1 to try and fish even further. So here, Frodo and his companions arrive at Bree to find the shadow of the Black Riders already on the Crossroads town. Unsure of who to trust, they decide to lodge at the Prancing Pony. There they meet a friend of Gandalf named Strider, who offers to lead them to Rivendell, but their movements are also tracked by less savoury folk. Well, I never. So flip that, and we cannot advance while the Prancing Pony is in play. In dark and loneliness they are strongest. They will not openly attack a house where there are lights and many people, not until they are desperate, not while all the long leagues of Eriador still lie before us. But their power is in terror, and already some in Bree are in their clutch. They will drive these wretches to some evil work, Ferny and some of the strangers, and maybe the gatekeeper too. Cool, so let's start by mulliganing, and we again don't get what we want. This has some card draw in it, but it'd be turn 2 before we could get there. We might be fine with that. Then Hotum Bomber will come into my hand. We'll start the rounds, which will get us a new card as well. So we've got some good cards here, however, nothing particularly wanted. So threat's going to go up quickly. Having the Shire folk is super important. Keep us in secrecy for as long as possible, but mostly just to avoid the enemies that come out from getting us. I'm not going to want to spend money on questing just yet, but maybe it's worth it for Sam. No, I think I will. I think I will use Old Bogey Stories for the mulligan. So that goes to the victory display, and we get another pseudo mulligan because I have to be 6 cards. So here we've got Bill the Pony. So Bill can come out for free, which is fine. All our hobbits get +1 hit point. I mean, might as well do it, right? Oh, wrong way. Just so we remember. Got a second Shire folk, so we'll play that as well. And then nothing else is going to come down this turn. This will be quite good for us. This is quite good for us. This is quite good for us. But this turn, there's only so much we can do. So questing. We're still at -2, +1. We've got to assume that at least 2's coming out. And it's a little sad to have not found another ally to play. So we're not going to get the most out of the Prancing Pony. I'm not going to fight anything this turn, but let's not forget about Mary's boosts there. And then I guess we quest and quest. Now, at the beginning of the staging step, which is now, either we shuffle one of these in the deck. We don't want to do that because we have to fight them later. Although they are beatable, but it's not ideal. Or I raise my threat by 1 for each non-fellowship hero committed. So it's 1, 2, 3. I can take that, and we will see what comes out. So a Shady Breelander. He's fine. I'm not going to fight him immediately, but we succeed by 3. Now I can't just leave that in the staging area as much as I would love to get more value from it. Or can I try one more turn just to get a... You know what? I'm going to risk it. It's a terrible way to play. but I'm going to risk it for just now. I'm not going to optionally engage anybody. I cannot optionally engage Bill Ferny. I've not exhausted the One Ring, so I could engage the Shady Breelander here, but I will just move into a new round. Cool. So, oh, I didn't. No, I didn't have to put my threat up. I'd already done that. So here I'm going to spend both of these on Frodo's Intuition, and that's going to let me draw 4. Still not found what I want, but no problem. So that'll add there. I think questing's more important. Do I quest this with... I'm not going to put this on Frodo because there's some bad conditions that come out that takes Frodo out on occasion. I don't need this yet. 6 is enough to take on the Shady Breelander. I didn't find an ally again, despite having a deck chock full of them. Tricky. Alright, let's go questing. So quest. And I actually get +3 for Frodo's Intuition. And then we will reveal 1. You must either remove 2 heroes you control from... Oh wait, sorry, before staging, I would have to raise my threat by 2. Excuse me, for Bill Ferny. And the 2 heroes that I'm questing with. The 2 non-fellowship heroes. So either remove 2 heroes you control from quest or shuffle an out-of-play Ring Wraith in. Oh, tell you what I should do before any of that though. Give Sam 1. So if I unquest, still exhausted. Because I just don't want to be putting Ring Wraiths in the deck. So I succeed by 1. Not unhappy with that. I'm not in any worse position than I was before, so do I risk it one more time? One more time to get value out of the Prancing Pony. It's not a good way of playing, and I fail again, so sad. Oh wait, what an idiot. Let me... You're exhausted. I would have optionally engaged the Shady Breelander, which would have stood Sam and drawn me this card. Fine. Then deal a shadow card. So I'm only defending for 2 and he's hitting for 3. But I've got that extra hit point. So let's see what happens. Nothing. And I'm glad that came out there. And then Mary can pop him. Right, so that's actually I'm in a better position now. So I'm not going to start a new round again because that would put resources on me. But that is functionally the same. And finally we've hit Hail of Stones. So that will pretty much be my turn this turn. 1 of this and X. Exhaust for 5 damage to mug off Bill Ferny. He goes to the victory display because he is not immune to player card effects. And then do I add any more? I think while we're here I can easily get away with putting 1 onto spending 1 to put a cloak on Sam there. Actually I'll put them on here because it's conditional. And I'm going to save the 1 money just in case something better comes up. But it's questing time. I'm already at -2. And I just have to flip over the encounter card. So exhaust the 1 ring or raise my threat by 3. I'll exhaust the 1 ring. And Surge. No Nazgul to attach to. Surge. Right, so this is the bad thing. And I've no real way of getting rid of conditions. So I'm going to put this on Frodo. And that is going to reduce his stats to make him functionally pointless. But he can stay standing. There's a few things I can do. I could actually get... actually, I don't know what I can do with them. I'm sure I've got a card in here that still lets me do something with them, even when they're at 0. Now, I'm a little confused about this card, whether I think it permanently reduces... There's a constant effect that reduces my willpower, attack and defense to 0, so even if I boost it, I don't think I get the benefits. Because if that said something like reduce attached hero's base stats, and then you could still boost them, but I don't think that's how that works. Fine, so I failed by 2. So put my threat up by 2. And I wonder if it would do it for me. Can I make this? No. I have to do it manually. That's fine. But end of the... I'm still not going to... I need to travel, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. And not travelling's already cost me. I will just do it. So, travels... I'll move there. I've no allies to put in play. I better top deck an ally now. And then there's no encounter, no combat. So refresh and draw. Oh well, there wasn't, so... Pas problem. Cool. So this is beneficial here, because it's going to raise my quest on these guys. Then nobody's injured. I can afford this for Mary. Just going to give him an extra attack. So 7's decent. I need a little more. I think the ring wraiths are 9, so I need another dagger on him to deal with a ring wraith and a winner, or a black rider and a winner. Let us now go into questing. No point new questing, so quest for 0. So I'm succeeding by 9 at this point, so you got to assume we're about ready for the next stage. Actually, this is fine. Oh no, because I get an enemy out of that as well, don't I? Could put it in this staging area. Okay, so I'm going to resolve this to search the encounter deck for a Nazgul, which is this guy, and I can put him in the staging area. Is that correct? Yes. Then I succeed by 5, so 4 deals with you, so you go to the victory display, and then 1. And then if we look at the victory display, when the prancing pony leaves, I have to discard cards until I get an enemy. So discard until enemy. And the other rider, fine. And that comes into play engaged with me. That has a higher threat than mine, so it's going to ready, draw me a card. This is all good. I think my best bet is to feint and kill him in a winner, because I mean, I guess I could defend, see if I can find the card that puts it into the victory display, but I don't think I will, so tough one. Fine, shadow card. I will... I've got a good... No, I need to get rid of him. So I will spend 1 to feint, and that will go away. And then attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, which is enough to kill the rider. But he will be back, have no fear. So new round. Yeah, you'd have been handy a minute ago, I guess. But since Pippin's not spent any money yet, let's put you out. Anything else worth playing here? The answer to that is no. So quest. Yeah. Or do I keep you out to defend, maybe? Obviously, if you die, fellowship goes. This is fine. Oh no, mate. Ah, no. So each ally gets -1 willpower until the end of the round and deal 2 damage to each ally. So I think I will exhaust the 1 ring, suspend 1 fellowship resource and exhaust the 1 ring to cancel those effects. Get shuffled back in, right? Shuffle the card back to the counter deck and draw a new one. This game's jokes. Okay, so that goes off, which kills Bill, which kills this guy I just played, which ruins that, which reduces my willpower on those. So we only succeed by 2. This is terribly, terribly sad. But we succeed by 2. It's fine, we're not out of the game by any stretch yet. I will optionally engage you, which lets you stand and me draw. Would be handy a minute ago. And then get a shadow card. I think I will... There's no pluses here. You hit for nothing. I better keep Mr. Underhill, and I'll just defend with Sam, who's currently defending for 4. Let's flip that. So nothing. So he's fine, no damage. And then Mary will hit for 7, which does 4. Not enough to kill him, but not far off. New round. So we get another Build the Pony for free. Nice. And here we shouldn't necessarily need a huge amount of questing. 2, 3. Actually, you're fine to go as well. So succeeding by 7. This is fine. So we clear the Trouble in Bree. So that goes, and then we get into the wild. His plan, as far as they could understand it without knowing the country, was to go towards Archet at first, but to bear right and pass it on the east, and then to steer as straight as he could over the wildlands to Weathertop Hill. In that way they would, if all went well, cut off a great loop of the road, which further on bent southwards to avoid the Midgewater marshes. But of course they would have to pass through the marshes themselves, and Strider's description of them was not encouraging. So here we add Midgewater to the staging area, and 1 progress on here. So, let's see, where are we? We're at quest resolution, then player action. So I have an action. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 1 to quick strike to exhaust him. Is that combat action? No, it's just normal action. So quick strike for 7, which is enough to kill the rider, because that will then let me travel to Midgewater. Now, when it's the active location, enemies cannot attack, take damage, or be engaged. So I'll take that. It would have put him back in the staging area, which might not have been the worst thing to happen, but this is fine. Now, at the end of the round, either we remove 1 progress from this quest, or shuffle in 1 out of play Ring Wraith. So I'm going to have to quest really hard next turn to avoid having to put Ring Wraiths in. We'll just have to see how it goes. If I were to look at the quest discard, no, there was nothing in there that forced me to put a Ring Wraith in. Cool. So that is the end of the round as far as I'm concerned. Great. This is very handy. So we put this on Pippin, who doesn't have a lot of things to spend his resources on at this stage. And we will quest hard. There's not actually a lot of... I need some better cards, so before we do any of that, we're going full on quest. So we drop you, we spend this, which will let me draw 4. 2, 3, 4. This isn't bad. That doesn't do anything at this point. Don't want to play you just yet. I will spend this, 1, 2, 3, for the Dunedain Watcher, and I can cancel shadow effects by discarding her. And none of these are really what I want, so I'm going to I'll just put my questing up by 3 before I forget that I played Frodo's Intuition this turn. So Drinking Song, which gets me a mulligan of sorts, and because all my heroes are hobbits I also get a draw. This is what I need to finish off Black Riders, but it will not kill the Witch King in a oneer. And then so here's the Nun Return, which would have been useful for getting rid of them sooner, but not to be. So now we quest, and we quest hard. It's a progress of 11. You're fine. So 9. And then 1, 2, 3. Not enough to get through it, but that's okay. Should I optionally engage you? I mean, probably not. Well, let's travel first. So we'll travel here. And then if I optionally engage you, can I deal with you? Yeah, I could quick strike you. Oh, that's not quick strike, that's unseen strike. Very different, very different. I get a card draw out of it. I can take the hit, no bother. Yes, okay, I'll optionally engage you, which stands Sam and gets me a card draw. So gets a shadow card. Sam will defend for 4. He's hitting for 3. And he goes back to the staging area. That's actually not so bad for me. Oh, it doesn't really help, only got a card draw out of it. So you're gone and you'll go back to the staging area. Very good, very nice. So another Dunedain warning. I will put that on Sam because the hits keep coming and they don't stop coming. But there is nothing much else I can play. I could put this down. Oh, I could have pumped Pippin by 3 to get through this because I do need to remove one as well. Well, that was silly, wasn't it? No worries, I'll do it this time. Or I'll get through it this time. I don't need to quest quite as hard, I guess. I need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 4, 7, 8. Actually, I do need to quest quite a bit, but I'll keep Mary standing. I should be okay. Got a couple of turns anyway. See what we get. So, when revealed, either put a Ring Wraith into the counter deck or reveal an additional encounter card. Presently slipped out of the door, followed by the squint-eyed southerner. The two have been whispering together a good deal during the evening. I will reveal another card, please. So you don't do anything because there's no Nazgul out. Then you, oh, you son of a gun. I've got to get rid of that. Exhaust you. Put you back in. Fine. So only succeed by 2, but I'm going to pay... Do I care? I'm sitting on a ton of money. Do I care? That is the real question. Yes, I would like to clear this and do one. So 1, 2, 3. So then I succeed by 5. So that clears you. And does 2 here. I cannot optionally engage the Brelanders because they are... because the one ring's exhausted. But I can engage you. Which will stand me. Draw me a card. Or stand Sam. Draw me a card. I mean, that's one way of getting rid of those guys. Including a use for Frodo at least. So think about that. But here we'll defend with Sam for 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 2. Nothing. And then Mary will stab you. Goodbye. So new round. And time to think about what we want to do. So once we get through into the wild, of course we'll get to the Weathertop and then we'll be attacked by Nazgul. And I don't really want that to happen just yet. Now to help out, we have to at the end of the turn remove 1 progress. So if I spend 1 from here and then I exhaust 2, 3, spicy, 4, that will let me Hail of Stones to kill one of you. Goodbye. And then if I'm only questing with Pippin, it's even money just now. I hate to hear it. Did I just let these guys die? I think I just let these guys die. It's dead, dead. And then, of course, I would lose my 1 extra hit point since no Bill the Pony. But that's okay-ish. So I make no progress, but that's also okay. But I can optionally engage you, which will let me stand up and draw me a card. Get a mulligan out of that. Could be useful. And then you'll get dealt a shadow card. Sam will defend for 2, 3, 4, 5. Defending player discards 1 at random. Alright. Choose random. No, I was going to play that next turn. Doesn't matter. Fine. So no damage, and then... Wait, what did I do there? Did I just flip it? I did just flip it. Fine, so you can go discard. And then end of round, lose 1. But we should be able to clear it this time, I guess. I wouldn't mind some more allies, really. Right, what if we just put you here, because why not spend some money? Then... spend 2 for Frodo's drinking song. Gets me 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. I mean, it's cheating a little bit. I say cheating, but I mean, it's obviously a card, but Fast Hitch doesn't really have a place necessarily in this deck. I'll put it on Sam. It's fine. Sam can also have a Song of Hope. Then we will... So I've got a Faint. Got a Hail of Stones. I think I just go for it, and we'll get into the next stage. So here there's only 2, so 4 success, which is enough to get through. And we're the Ring Wraiths attack. So Strider has led Frodo and his companions to Weathertop, where he hopes to meet Gandalf. Instead, they find the Black Riders waiting for them. As the sun goes down, the Nazgul close in on their prey. So here we add Weathertop and the Witch King to the staging area, and then we have to fish out both of these guys. So here's where having a lot of these in the deck would be problematic, but thankfully we didn't get any. Did I shuffle the encounter deck into the staging area? I do not. I just shuffle the encounter deck, and let's just double check there's none in here. Well, there's only a handful of cards left, so we close and shuffle that. Search the encounter deck in the discard pile, add each Nazgul, shuffle encounter deck, fine. So, done. So if there are no Nazgul enemies in play, of which there are currently 3, and we weren't able to get rid of one earlier with none return, we win the game. So there were 5 tall figures, 2 standing on the lip of the dell, 3 advancing, and their white faces burned keen and merciless eyes. Under their mantles were long grey robes. Upon their grey hairs were helms of silver, and their haggard hands were swords of steel. Their eyes fell on him and pierced him as they rushed towards him. Desperate, he drew his own sword. So there's Aragorn with his burning brand in the thingy. Right, so if I travelled here, which might be worth it, I would exhaust the 1 ring to do so. If I did that, his engagement cost and his engagement cost would be reduced by 10. Which would make it 25. However, their current engagement is 29. So that is something to do. The Witch King, however, would come down. And I wouldn't get a stand from Sam, but I do have Fast Hitch. And he wouldn't get +2, so he'd only be defending for 2. He would only be defending for 2. And he hits for 6 at least. So I don't think I can travel to Weathertop. However, I don't necessarily need to. Weathertop, it was burned and broken. It was burned and broken, and nothing remains of it now but a tumbled ring. So I think I'll travel to the Pathless Country, and then we will optionally engage. So as things start, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I can one-shot the Witch King, so let's start with that. So you come down, which is So draw a card and I stand you. That's handy. I'm defending for 2, 3, 4. Is that it? That's not as much as I perhaps hoped. 2, 3, 4. No, I'm defending for 5, which I will do. So 6. Return the enemy. And I don't have anybody to stop that with. So fine. So a no, that's going to cause me grief because defending his attack a second time will hurt. So defending for 5, you hit for 6. So gone, but you have to go back, and we are now in a spot of bother. Can I do any shenanigans? Not really. I mean, could I actually have quick strike him to death? 14, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I can quick strike him to death. So I might consider doing that next time. Ooh, Shire Folk's going to help here because just trust me. Because I'm considering hardly questing, but I can't hardly quest because there's so much threat in the staging area. So if you were to quest and you were to quest, that's not enough, but I can bump it by 6. So let's, before we even go into questing, let's drop, unquest. You go on here, which is going to give me one more defense. And do you cost anything? Yeah, it cost 1. Did I pay 1? I did not pay 1. Cool. So now we go questing and questing. Flip. Very funny. Right, I'm going to have to... but either way, I've got to exhaust the ring. Alright. Oh wait, I can raise my threat by 3. Yes, I'll do that. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Then Surge of sorts, because I'm not sure. Actually, I could shuffle one of them in, but the encounter deck's so slim, he's almost certainly going to come out. So I'm not going to do that. Ooh, but this is also handy for getting rid of stuff. I'm kind of locked out of anything I really want to do here. So grim, because my if I put my threat up by 10, which is where we're at, yeah, I'm gonna have to put my threat up by 10. So I spend 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to increase this by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so my threat goes up by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I optionally engage. I think I again just optionally engage you, and then I mandatorily engage you, and these are just out of range because I've got 30, 35, and then 36, 37, 38, 39. So they'll come down next time, but this is fine. I will wait for it. So by optionally engaging you, I get you in a card. Cool. You get this and this. I will spend 1 money to raise Mary's attack by 2. Well, all these stats by 2, but that's beside the point. Then I will raise all these stats by... I might end up regretting this. So that's plus 4. So 7, 8, 9, 13, and I need 14. So that is quick strike. Oh, do I not need to play the second one? No, I don't think I do. Let's get money back. So plus 5, 7, 8, 9 plus 5 is 14. So that's all I really need. So close and keep order. And then I will spend that one on quick strike to attack for 14 to kill the Witch King. So I'm exhausted to do that. And then I will... I can't kill you in a 1-hour, so I'll just defend for 2, 3, 4. Defending player discards 1 card at random. Good heart, but choose random. It's alright. And then I can fast hitch to stand up. I'm only attacking for 2 though, and that doesn't get through his defense. So I don't really suppose it matters. So, new round. I'm in a lot of trouble here. Can't play you. I think what I'm going to have to do is Drinking Song Mulligan with a draw. Then just in the world of hurt. I think there's going to be a restart after getting so close. So pay 2 for you. I pay 1 to no, I don't pay for you. I pay for you. And then I pay 1 to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which kills you. So I only need to kill him. But if I don't get any quest down, then I lose. So I can fast hitch to stand Sam back up. What if we were to... Can't drop you. I can pay for you. Okay, so we're just going to quest with Sam. So -7. Fine, so 9. -9. So grim, so grim. Is it worth doing anything else? No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you will mandatorily engage me. You will mandatorily engage me. Fine. Oh, they don't get shadow cards because I won't have to. I don't refresh until. I don't refresh right now. Okay, so dealt with the shadow cards. So in terms of the combat step, I think we're right. So deal shadow cards. Do I have an action before? Oh, I'm going to have to look this up. This is quite a struggle to get through. Normally, this is quite beatable. Lord of the Rings, LCG. What am I looking for? Action windows. So. Okay, I'll refer to the guy that made this site's guide to action windows, C-Stan. But you'll have to bear with me a second while I load it. Because all I need to do is kill him, which is easier said than done. But it might be possible. I know what I want to be doing, but I can't do it because I've mistimed it quite badly. But maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm okay. So let me get to combat. So deal shadow cards. Then there is an action window. Okay. So my action window will be. I will pay 1 to feint this guy's attack. I'll put that on there to remind myself. Your room. What? Your room is closed or timed out. I know. Well, might have to restart in a minute anyway. This is fine. This is fine. then I shall... Does this do anything for me? The answer to that is no. So I'm going to Drinking Song. You're not even going to let me play. Because what I really need is another faint, and then I can let the 2 or the 3 through on Barliman Butterbur. Then I would just need to quest enough to... If I could find a quick strike, or have I used both my quick strikes in here? Yeah, I know it's bust, thank you. So 1 quick strike, 2 quick strikes, and I think I've only got 2 quick strikes, so that is not going to work either. I think I would have lost. So I think that would have gone. But I will... Let me think. So you're not going to let me do this. So if I X you, just let me do it. What's your problem? Draw. No, you're not going to let me draw either. If you're in a player crash, please with me, download the game state. Menu. Yeah, I'm doing it now. Download game state. Then menu, close room, mark is incomplete. So can I create a room? Private. Can I load game? This will easily be the longest video if I have to restart it. I was expecting to bash this out in 15 minutes. Will it load? That's the next question. I don't think I've ever successfully recovered a game from game state. And this doesn't look any better. So we will close room, mark is incomplete. I will create a new room. I'll copy this URL here. Not sure if Control C'd anything since, but menu, load deck. Menu, load quest. It's campaign. A knife in the dark, normal. So, you've seen everything that the quest has to offer, theoretically. By all means, you don't have to stick around to watch me beat it, but beat it I shall. Wait a minute, that came out wrong. And here I will go for it again. And this time, hopefully, we'll do it a lot faster. You're not. Come on, Tom. I know you want to get involved, but you may not. So here, this is none of the pieces I want, so we're going to go for a mulligan. Also, very few of the pieces I want. I've got to decide whether I want to drop Bill before doing this, but you come out. There's a lot of good cards here to waste it on, but we flip this and we start a new game. I mean, all of these, this would normally be a great start if I really want to play every card in my hand, because I can drop you, 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 and you, but then I would mulligan a single card, and that is not what I need. I need to get Hailstones as fast as possible. So I'm going to do this. I will start by Drinking Song mulligan. No Hailstones here. But oh wait, hold on, I get a draw of course, because all my heroes are hobbits. Oh, I just need a unique hobbit, that's fine. None of these are what I want. I have to stick you in the victory display. And I will mulligan again. And here I now have a second Bell, which is no good to me. So I'll have to go fishing for Hail of Stones, but fine. Nothing else here I want to play. So we will quest. So that's 3. I don't really need more than 3, so I'm happy enough with that. Although I'm not going to fight anybody this turn, am I? Nah, I might. So either... Oh wait, I need to raise my threat by 2. Because of Bill Ferny and the 2 questing people. And then Surge. I can't optionally engage you, but that's not a problem. Get 1 progress. I'll go here, which lets me drop Barliman. And we're into a new round. Another Bill the Pony, great. I'll stick the other Kniffy on Mary. So now I can kill most things in a 1-hour. Here we'll quest. And threat up by 2. Might have to be another restart if we don't get rid of Bill soon. So only succeed by 2, and I can't do much about that, so it's fine. But similarly, I don't want another enemy immediately anyway. I will optionally engage you this time, which lets me stand up, gets a draw. You're hitting for 3, Sam's defending for 2. I'm fine with that. Take 1 damage, then you'll kill you. New round. Also not what I want. This is not going super well. I can't fight anybody. No problem. Quest. Can add a Nazgul to the staging area or engage with me. I will just add it engaged with me. Thank you kindly. You stand up, you get me a card. This is all very fancy, but not what I need. Then I succeed by 4, so this is gonna hurt. So discard until enemy. Oh, sad. Alright, isn't so bad, I suppose. I can faint 1. I will die to the other. No, I can. Let's restart. Reload decks. Defeat. You know what? I'm just going to mulligan until I get the start I want, really. There's no... Doesn't have to be perfect, but I will have to kill Bill Ferny turn 1. Is it loading my deck? We'll find out in a moment. 2 restarts. How embarrassing. I'm very embarrassed. Oh, come on. Oh well, it's free. I suppose I can't complain about it too much. There we go. Now, in case we do continue, I'll have to restart the tavern music here. 6. So you come down. In fact, I'm not going to do anything until I get my mulligan. So yours shuffle back in. We take our mulligan. This is not what I want. I would draw at the start of turn. Not what I want. So you go back into deck. I will mulligan again. I mean, I might have been able to get through with something with like that. You're not what I want. I would get a draw at the start of turn. Nope, you go back in. So assume this is our 3rd or 5th restart here. Perfect. This is a dream opening hand. So we will keep that. It's not a dream opening hand, but it's what we need. And we'll flip you and start the game. So here's where we're starting. So this is the combo that I initially wanted. Oh, I better finish my setup, I suppose. Since we're keeping Mr. Underhill, Old Bogey Stories, move Mary over 1, Gandalf's Delay, and you in hand. Super duper. So why don't I have... Oh yeah, because I played Bill. So now we pay 1 off Mary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we Hail of Stones, killing Bill Ferny, turn 1. And this is wrong, but let's get a new encounter card. Why are you wrong? Nobody's questing. Well, there's 4 in there anyway, so you should be on 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll optionally go here because I don't have an ally to drop. And I have to get through both of them. Okay, so we're off to the races. I need to go fish. And the best way to go fish would be to do you. 1, 2, 4. So depending on what I end up doing. So your defense is up by 1, and potentially up by 2. I need some attack. Realistically, I could old bogey stories. I'd want you down first. So I'll do it soon, but not now. So quest, 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 quest. 6. Actually, you know what? I'll just all out questing because I'm not going to fight anyone. I might fight somebody. You do nothing because there's no Nazgul out. Remove 2 heroes you control. Sure. Succeed by 2 just. Sad. Definitely should have sent Mary along. Alright, slow me down, but let's not worry about it. I'll horn onto Pippin. Quest, 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 quest. You're fine. Succeed by 4. X, 1, 2, 3. I will go here. Let's replay you. I will optionally engage you. Stands me, draws me a card. Yes. You get a shadow card. I will defend for 2, 3, 4, 5. It does nothing. And you're only hitting back for 4. Ah, but you came out. So 5. 4, 5. And kills the Shady Breelander. Yes. Well, this is much better, isn't it? New round. So although my threat's quite high, I've not seen any of my Shire folks yet, so I can probably bring that back under control. Let's get some better stuff on here. 1 and an optional 1. Let's increase our... I may actually be better drawing the cards. Oh wait, didn't I didn't give myself my bonus for Frodo's intuition that turn I quested. I should have got through it a lot quicker. Well, it was detrimental to me more than likely, so I'll just suck it up. I will Frodo's intuition again here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I'll remember I've got probably 3. I'll put this on Mary for another attack. So he's hitting for 7, which is pretty good. Can I wait another 2 turns before shuffling all this away? Probably. Actually, you know what? I don't need to though. Let me Drinking Song, mulligan, and I get an extra 1. So now I can Shire Folk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get another dagger. This should be all over in no time flat the way this is going. Got a Feint, got Dark Knowledge. Whatever, I've put it in my deck. Right, let's play it. I've got Unseen Strike. And a Feint. This is all fine. So we will quest. I'll exhaust the 1 ring. Surge. Count. Thingy Surge. That's fine. Succeed by 8. 4 goes there. Not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll optionally engage you. Readies you. Draws me a card. You get a shadow card. You'll defend. There's no... So the shadow, after this attack, the attacking enemy engages the next player, makes an immediate attack. There is no next player, so he does not. And then Mary will... Off with his head. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. New round. Get another defense on Sam. Then I don't need that much quest to go through, but quest. 3, 5 should be enough. Here's where I have to take 2 heroes out and I regret it. No, it's fine. So 2, so that flips. Then let's go back to here. We add Midgewater. And tell me more, tell me more. Get 1 on there. Oh, wrong one. 1 on there. I will optionally travel to... How many people do I have standing? Not enough. Whatever way I do it, he survives. So I think I'll just travel to Midgewater. And then I can't engage him. Can't do much, to be honest. So, new round. Here I waste my resources on this, but did I do it again? Did I not pump? No, I did pump it. I'm sure I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. This might as well come into play, although it could die at a moment's notice. I need to quest hard because I need to get through this and into this. So quest. 8 is not enough, so quest 11. No, I can pump Sam by 2, so that's fine. Peril, so you'd effectively come out. So only succeed by 5. Oh wait, you should already be on 0. But there, I spend 1 to increase Sam's stats by 2, so it's 7. So you go to the victory display. I get 1 on there, which is done again. 1 on there, which is all I needed. And then if I travel here, he has to go because it's not optional. After players travel here, place 1 non-unique enemy in play face down under here. What if I don't travel? Yes, I will not travel. Makes it harder for me, but that's fine. But I'll optionally engage you. Stands you, draws me a card. This is good. Shadow, you defend. Doesn't matter. Yep, they'll get close to hurting them. Then you get killed. Perfect. And end of round, you come off. But it should be a lot simpler from here on out. Oh, perfect. So do that for 1, 2 extra there. We put this on here. Got a feint, got an unseen strike. I should be okay-ish. Regardless of what way it goes down. Let's quest. No, you've got nothing, right? So let's put you to 0. Just so remember. So you stay standing. Quest. Succeeding by 9. But it's not limit. Oh, limit 1 per hero. It is limit 1 per hero. No, mate. So it has to go on Pippin, but that then means I can't pump Pippin. My understanding of the Black Breath here is that regardless of how much I raise my stats, they just reduce attached hero stats to 0. So I guess you go in here, you're removed from the quest. But I succeed by 6, which actually gets me through this. Alright. So here I'll get the Weathertop and the Witch King. And then I have to fish out the 2 Black Riders, if I can find them. 1 and 2. Close and shuffle. Then if I travel to... So now, let me just do it this way. So flip you. So now when I travel to Weather Hills, I can put a Rider of Mordor under. And as long as I don't quest through it, that's fine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I can't kill you, so let's engage you optionally. Stands you, draws my card. Then Sam can easily defend that. Nothing. You're hitting for 7, 8, 9. Gone. Next round. So I can't do anything. Like, I can't, even if I had 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even if I had 9, I couldn't Hail of Stones the Witch King because he's immune to player card effects. So I will need to quest a little. Oh wait, I need to put your stats down as well. 1, 1, 2. You can't be fainted. So what I really need is Quick Strike. So here is how we are going to do it. So quest. Actually, I don't care. I don't actually want to get through it, right? And these guys all hit. So currently -3. Not worried about that. So -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fine. I optionally engage the Witch King. Stands you. Draws me a card. Now, here's what we're going to do. First, I play this. Gives him +3. I'll just do it. Oops, wrong button. Then, spend 1. I play this. Gives him another 2. 12, 13, 14. I'm currently 1 short. But I've got plenty of other things here. Then, as an action, I will... Is my first action window before or after... Yeah, so I'm actually still in the encounter stage where I optionally engage you. So now I play you, which lets me draw cards. Plus 1 extra for a bunch of hobbits. Then I play you to give me another 3. Again, don't know why I keep pushing the wrong button. And then I spend 1 to Quick Strike to sack off the Witch King and win the game. Ta-da! So there we go, much faster the 5th time round. The trick being the killing Bill Ferny turn 1, right? It just helps massively. It keeps your threat low enough that you can fail a couple of quests. Without that extra threat to get through, you can go through the quest faster. It was all fine. Now this guy's still around in theory, but remember here, while an enemy is under this location, it is out of play. And in order to win, if there are no Nazgul enemies in play, we win. So that was a lot better the 5th time. That first game was pretty tense, so that's kind of how Lord of the Rings can go sometimes. You know, it's not necessarily... It is a bit swingy a lot of times, but that wasn't necessarily swingy. That was a grind of my deck not getting what I needed to get started, but still being capable enough that it can get through the quest. Whether or not I would have been able to get out of that last thing, I don't think so, because there are only 2 quick strikes, and I think I needed a third quick strike to have won there, and that not having it means I would not get it. Now, we didn't get to see None Return in action, but that would have helped massively during that last encounter. Well, the first playthrough for the final encounter, because if we didn't bring those Black Riders back, far fewer people to fight, and then far less threat in the staging area, it all kind of adds up. So that would have been good to find. Maybe I could go up to 3 of these, but generally with the drinking songs, with Old Bogey stories, with the Frodo's Intuition, you're going to see them. Like 2's enough, because there's only 2 in there. And you only really need 1 to have an effect. So with not getting None Return, we didn't get any horn calls and whatnot. But that's the deck, that's how it works, and this is where we're finished. And so we'll leave it there. Until next time, this is Rings Check signing off.